start with a short poem written by me. Going down the lake, I wonder how the world is so fake. Can there be some humanity for God's sake? Surrounded by the puppets of cruelty, is concitedness our reality? A very warm morning to one and all. Have you ever been bullied? Ever been humiliated? We would take you along such a heart-touching story today. The 100 Dresses. Our wonderful cast consists of Sridarsh as our narrator, Ovia taking up the role of Vanda, Akshaya playing the role of Maddie, Samrudha as Peggy, Vasu playing as Jan Petronsky, and Shweta taking up the role of Miss Mason.
Before we go inside the chapter, I would like to discuss some points about the Polish American community in the United States. The first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608, but the largest wave of Polish immigration occurred in the early 20th century when more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States. According to the United States 2000 census, 6,67,414 Americans of age 5 years and older reported Polish as the language spoken at home, which is about 1.4% of the people who speak languages other than English, or 0.25% of the US population. In this chapter, we are going to be discussing about the three main characters, Wanda Petronsky, Peggy, and Maddie. Wanda was a Polish girl and was poor. Peggy was the most popular girl in class, and Peggy's best friend was Maddie. No one noticed their absence on Tuesday except Peggy and Maddie, not because they were concerned about Wanda, but they wanted to tease her. On Wednesday, Wanda came to school, and this is what happened.
Vanda, tell us, how many dresses did you say you had lined up in your closet?
100.
100? Really?
Yeah, 100. All lined up in my closet. All silk, all colors.
And velvet too?
Yeah, velvet too. 100 of them.
Wanda leaves the place.
Peg, give it a rest.
Don't you think you're killing all the fun?
Peggy, I know you are not really cruel. You protect small children from bullies and you do care for animals. Don't you think you're mistreating Vanda?
Mistreating? Why did you want to lie to us? She isn't just an ordinary girl. Else, why would she have a name like that?
After this, Peggy and Maddie leave the place. At night, Maddie expresses her feelings to her diary.
Dear diary, I felt so embarrassed when Peggy asked Vanda about the number of dresses she had. She humiliated Vanda for wearing the same faded blue dress every day. Even I wear someone's hand-me-down clothes. I'm poor too, but not as poor as Vanda. I do not have the nerves to stop Peggy from doing this. I'm afraid that they'll target me next.
Wanda expresses her discomfort to her father, Jan Petronsky.
Wanda, your mind looks preoccupied today. What's the matter?
Dad, can we leave the city?
Why did this thought pop up in your mind?
Because I feel so sick of justifying my name. My accent, the clothes I wear, and so's Jake. I feel so humiliated.
I will see what I can do for leaving the city.
Peggy and Maddie are curious to know about the results of the drawing contest. Maddie thinks Peggy will win the contest, but as soon as they enter the classroom, they are surprised to see 100 different designs of dresses lined up in the classroom.
So, the winner amongst the boys is Jack Beckles for his design of an Arbor mortar. As for the girls, the number of designs the winner gave will astonish you. 100. And each of them is worth winning. The winner is none other than Wanda Petronsky, and she has designed those 100 dresses which are lined up in room 13. Unfortunately, she has been absent from school for the past few days. Let us hope she'll join us back tomorrow.
Look, Peg, There's the blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, and that's the green one. And oh boy, I thought I could draw.
Jan confronts Miss Mason.
Good morning. Is it Miss Mason?
Yes, how may I help you?
Jan Petrosky, Wanda's father. My children, Wanda and Jack Petrosky, will not come to your school anymore. No more horror Polak and funny names. There are plenty of funny names in the big city.
Jan Petronsky leaves the classroom. The class is dumbstruck.
I'm sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely hurt anyone's feelings, and this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened. Unfortunate and sad, both, and I want you all to think about it.
Maddie tried to concentrate on her lessons, but couldn't. She had a sick feeling in her gut. She couldn't centralize her thoughts.
At least I never did call her a foreigner or poke on her name. I thought she was too dumb to even know that we were teasing her. Anyway, let's just go check if the kids in town or not.
I had the same thought too. Let's go.
Peggy and Maddie reach Bogginside, but in vain, as Wanda already left the city. Maddie expresses her feelings to her diary. She takes a tough decision.
Dear diary, after realizing my mistakes, I have taken an important decision. I am never going to stay silent or stand by if I heard anyone picking on somebody because they had funny names or strange faces, even if it puts my friendship with Peggy on stake.
On Saturday afternoon, Peggy and Maddie write a friendly letter to Wanda, telling about the contest and telling she had won. They appreciated her drawings. They asked if she liked where she was living and if she liked a new teacher. They signed in with lots of X's for love. In room 13, on the last day of school, before Christmas holidays.
You remember Vanda Petronsky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written to me, and I'm glad to know where she lives because now I can send her the medal. I want to read her letter to you.
Dear Miss Mason, how are you in room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I'd like that girl, Peggy, to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I miss that school and my new teacher does not equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Vanda Petronsky.
Peg, do you remember the letter we wrote to Vanda?
Yeah, I do. I think she's indirectly replying to us through the letter.
Yeah. Why did she mention our names? Does she like us?
Boy, obviously she likes us. That's why she's given us her drawings.
You're right, maybe. I just can't take her image out of my mind. I feel guilty that I'll never be able to set things right again.
You don't need to feel guilty. She is gone now and we can't do anything about it. Anyway, let's just take a look at the drawings.
Alright, pass it on.
OMG, Maddie, look at this. This is you.
Oh my god, it really is me. Pass me yours.
Peggy passes the drawings to Maddie.
And look, this is you.
See, I told you she likes us.
Maddie gets teary eyed.
Yes, she must have.
I hope everyone enjoyed the play. The main objective of the play is to understand how your words can affect someone deeply. Even if it's for fun, always do remember your words can cut deeper than a knife. Thank you. Signing off, Yogita Damodaran.